Cut the music. Pulling a ravishing Rick Rude on you today. Welcome into Orange and Brown 365, here live on Spreaker. This is episode number 14, and I am your host, as always, the self-proclaimed Seatown sports guru, Jeremy Somerville. We got about 10 minutes to talk to you today, and we got a lot to fill in. You want to join in the show? Hit me up on Twitter at SomervilleCLE. That's SomerVilleCLE. You want to email the show, oab365@gmail.com. Check out our website, orangeandbrown365.com. And with that, we're off. Let's get started quickly. We got a lot to talk about, little time to do it. It is New Year's Day for NFL, and you know what New Year's Day means. Okay, it's time to start our new resolutions, time to make things better, time to start fresh, and that is exactly what the Cleveland Browns are doing. The Cleveland Browns have agreed to terms with 4 different players today, 3 new free agents, and one of our own guys. We'll start with Kenny Britt, 4-year, $32.5 million contract. Last year with the Rams, the 28-year-old Britt, 1,002 yards, 68 catches, 5 touchdowns. Numbers very similar to one Terrell Pryor. We'll get to him later. Britt coming in gives you insurance if you don't bring Pryor back, and we'll get to Pryor later, like I said. But he's also a veteran presence. 8 years in the league, 5 years with the Titans, and 3 years with the Rams. He hasn't exactly been consistent over his career, but he's gotten better recently. We'll see. He's had some issues. Let's hope he continues on the up and up. Next move the Browns made, signing left guard Joel Bitonio to a 5-year, $51 million extension. Huge numbers for a guard, at least for a few hours. The Browns have also agreed to deal with, according to Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network, center J.C. Tretter from the Green Bay Packers. 26-year-old Tretter, athletic center, gives you a very athletic left tackle, left guard, and center. And then just recently, right before we came on, Adam Schefter broke the news. The Cleveland Browns have signed the number 1 offensive lineman free agent from the Cincinnati Bengals, Kevin Zeitler, to a 5-year, $60 million deal. Now, 5 years, $60 million makes him the highest paid guard in NFL history. It also means you have Pro Bowl talent at 4 positions now. Most likely, John Greco will be your backup, can do everything. Cam Irving, Sean Coleman will fight for the right tackle spot. You also have Spencer Drango. This is a very deep offensive line and a very damn good one at that. Now, excuse me. Last night on Twitter at SomervilleCLE, I said I wasn't worried so much about the offensive line. I thought it was better than it looked because of the way the quarterbacks hold the ball. But regardless of what I thought, going into this draft, I did think they were going to get an offensive lineman. But with the offensive lineman class being average at best in this draft, the Browns went out and got their guys in free agency. Very smart thing to do, and now that leaves their draft to pick up the parts that are very deep in the draft, such as edge rushers, safeties, cornerbacks, secondary help, defense, really. Now, with these additions, where does that leave one Terrell Pryor? The contract given to Britt is very similar to the one they were offering Terrell Pryor. Like I reported on Tuesday, if you follow me on Twitter, I said the deal that they wanted with Terrell Pryor was around $8 million. His team wanted $10 million plus. That deal has not come to fruition for Pryor just yet. However, does the fact that they signed Britt mean Pryor is gone? I don't believe it does. I believe there is a chance that Pryor could return to the Browns. Given that, you right now have Kenny Britt, Corey Coleman. Outside of that, you have Jordan Payton, Ricardo Lewis, Rashard Higgins, who struggled last year in limited time. Did not exactly blow the doors off anyone and did not look like stud rookies. Now, if you add Pryor into that mix, you have Pryor, Coleman, and Kenny Britt. That's a pretty solid receiving core with Duke Johnson and Isaiah Crowell in the backfield. That is a very solid offense. Of course, you are still missing the number 1 spot, quarterback. But you add Jimmy Garoppolo, You add a young quarterback, i.e. Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Kaiser, Patrick Mahomes, Mitch Trubisky, whoever it may be, and this team is already much, much better than it was last year. On the defensive side of the ball, you're still going to probably add Myles Garrett. You'll have Jamie Collins for a full season. You're getting Desmond Bryant back from suspension and injury. From injury, not suspension, my bad. So right now, the starting defense would most likely be, if you draft Myles Garrett, Garrett, Shelton, Bryant, Ugba, Collins, Kirksey, Schobert, Taylor, insert safeties here, probably Derek Kindred will get a look, and Hayden. On offense, you've got Thomas, Greco, Bitonio, Treader, Zeitler, probably Sean Coleman or Cam Irving. That's deep. You don't know which guys are going to play. Greco can play any position. Irving has played any position. I talked about the wide receivers. I talked about the running backs. The biggest thing still missing is the quarterback, but this team is moving on up. And yes, they're signing big deals. 3 guys, almost $10 million a season already. 8.5 or 8.1 really for Britt, but $10 million plus for the 2 guards. 2 guards making pretty big money. $31.5 million and $23 million guaranteed. That's a big deal. They're making this the strength of the team after last year seeing 2 guys go and this team dropping terribly as far as pass protection and run blocking. They are 1 player away from being decent, and that's the quarterback. I like what they're doing so far. It makes sense. It looks good. They've got a chance to be a very decent football team next year. Now, of course, no one wins the offseason and really goes out to blow the doors off people, but they are signing important parts. It's where they're making the signings that are most important. You got a veteran receiver to a young core, and you've gotten guys at a position that is very weak in this draft. There's a few players out there I wouldn't mind seeing them get. Micah Hyde, maybe a safety, and maybe a couple other pieces in free agency, and possibly bringing Terrell Pryor back. Check out orangeandbrown365.com. We'll have a bunch of news and information up there, some analyzation of what's going on and what I think they still need to do outside of this podcast. Follow me on Twitter at SomervilleCLE for opinions and whatever else I put up there. Want to thank you for listening. Got to get out of here quick today. Remember, as always, if you live the life you love, you love the life you live. Good night, kids.